I love this quote. I wish I incorporated it more into my daily life. If I did, then maybe some days I wouldn't feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. But when it comes to my running and targeting a goal race, I live by this quote. I meticulously structure a training block to ensure I am in the best possible shape when I'm standing on the start line on race day. It's been a successful formula for me in the past, running sub 3 hour marathons, half marathon PBs, countless 5k and 10k PRs, and even completing a 100 kilometre trail race. And while the plan for my next target race, the Sydney Marathon, may look massively different from training blocks I have done in the past, the end goal remains the same: to be in the best possible shape when I stand on the start line on race day. If I have followed the plan to the best of my capabilities in the preceding 14 weeks, then race day will take care of itself, and I will get to the finish line at the Sydney Opera House with a run that I will be happy and proud of. While you have watched some of the sessions and runs I have done over the past month, and I have talked loosely about what I am doing each week, I haven't actually gone through what this training block will look like. Hi guys, I'm Woody, and thanks for checking out this next episode in the Sydney Marathon series. And in this one, I'm going to share with you my training plan to get me to the start line at the Sydney Marathon on August 31 in the best possible shape. I will also respond to some of your comments to recent videos as I go through and share this training plan with you. And I also want to update you on my fundraising efforts for Heart Research Australia as part of this Sydney Marathon journey, and I'll do that towards the end of the video, guys, so stick around for that. This was a 14-week training plan, but the first 3 weeks have been a little bit all over the place. I guess you could say they've been fact-finding weeks. I've spoken about the knee issues that I have countless times here on the channel, and I'm not going to go through that again. You can go back and check those videos out if you haven't already seen them. But when I started this training block, I wasn't 100% sure how many days of the week I was going to be able to run so that the knee wouldn't get too angry. So that's what I did with those first 3 weeks, juggling the number of days a week, throwing in some faster sessions, and a faster park run to test the water. I started with a 4-day running week, then I jumped to a 5-day running week with a faster park run, then had an easier 5-day running week. And I want to bring in one of those comments here on the screen, guys, from a recent video from G. Whitcomb. They make a fair point here. Harder efforts and back-to-back running days, etc. And I took this on board in week 3, and things have been much smoother since. I went to a 3-2 weekly running breakup, and that will become clearer in a moment, guys, when I go through the training plan in more detail. But before I do that, I want to just make mention of another comment here from Alan. Alan's been a long-time supporter of the channel, and I had the pleasure of meeting Alan at the Melbourne Marathon a few years ago. He pointed me to a fellow named Jeff Galloway and a running strategy he devised called Jeffing. Now, I had never heard of Jeff previously, and I Googled him to learn more about him. He is a former American Olympian who has devised ratios for run-walk strategies to improve endurance, reduce fatigue, and minimise injury risk. It was fascinating reading, and I'm not sure if I've incorporated any of his strategies into my training plan, but if you're looking to go down a run-walk scenario, then check him out, guys. I'll leave a link to his website in the descriptions down below. Now back to my training plan for this marathon block. And guys, there's nothing earth-shattering in this plan. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. I'm calling it the cookie cutter plan because each day of the week throughout the course of the training block will be the same. The only difference will be mileage will increase the deeper I get into the training block. Now remember, I'm using a run-walk strategy for race day at the Sydney Marathon, so I'm trying to implement as much of that as I can into my weekly training. I spoke about the 3-2 weekly breakup, and essentially this means that I'll be running 5 days a week, 3 days consecutively, Tuesday, Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then weekends as well, Saturdays and Sundays. Let's have a look now at the training block for the next 10 weeks. And like I said, it's very similar week on week. As you can see here, the week begins with Monday. It's a recovery day. I go to the gym, I spend 30 minutes on the bike and then do about 40 minutes of lower body strength work. Tuesdays is the regular speed group that I meet up with. This works out at about 8 or 9 kilometers for the session, and that breaks down to anywhere between 18 and 22 minutes of hardish efforts. I'm not going flat out because I'm trying to look after the knee as much as possible. Wednesdays is a very chill day. 30 to 45 minutes of very easy running. When I finish that run, I do some hill sprints. Well, they're not really sprints, they're strides, gradual gradient, 20 seconds. I started with 5 this week. I will increase that number as I get deeper into the training block. Once I finish that, I then go to the gym and I do about 30 to 40 minutes of core work. Thursdays is my second biggest mileage day of the week. I have been using this day as an interval type session. You've seen some of the interval sessions that I have done over the past few weeks in the series so far. There's another interval session that I'll show you later in this video. I'm up to running 3 kilometers intervals at the moment. That'll increase as this training block goes on, as you can see here on the training plan. Fridays, I'll be back in the gym, very similar to Monday, 30 minutes on the bike, 40 minutes or so of lower body strength. Saturdays is park run day. Like to get in 4 to 6 kilometers before park run. Park run, I'm looking to run around about a 5 minute per kilometer average. Just keeping it nice and safe, not loading up the knee too much. And then Sundays is long run day. And as you can see here on the training plan, that mileage is increasing week on week. So I've now locked in the training plan for the next 10 weeks. I'm filming this video in week 4 of the training block, and I've just come off running a 72.95 kilometer week. That's my biggest mileage week since October last year. That included a long run of 28 kilometers, which I think puts me a little bit ahead of schedule. I said at the start of the Sydney Marathon series that if I got to a couple of 32 kilometer long runs, then I would have been really happy with that. I think now I'm going to hit 30 kilometers for my long run in a couple of weeks' time, and I'm pretty confident that by the end of July, another 4 to 6 weeks' time, I'm going to have a long run of 35 kilometers in the bank. And this means that I should be able to tick off another 35 kilometer long run in early August. And that would be fantastic. I said I'm coming off a 72, well, almost a 73 kilometre week, and my mileage isn't going to increase much over the next 10 weeks. I might get to about 80 kilometres as those long runs increase in distance, but I really don't think I'm going to get much more than that. And I think that will have me pretty well prepared for the Sydney Marathon. Now, you probably noticed on that training plan that there are a couple of events along the way. I'm pacing the 2 hours 10 group at the Cairns Half Marathon in a few weeks' time. And then in early August, I'll be running the Sunshine Coast Half Marathon. The rest of the time, I'll be devoting to locking in this run-walk strategy for the Sydney Marathon. I've been thinking more and more recently about how I'm going to break down this run-walk strategy on race day. And at the moment, I'm sort of leaning towards 8 kilometres of running, 400 metre walk recovery, just repeating that 5 times. Obviously, I still need to have a really close look at the course profile for the Sydney Marathon because, as you know, I do struggle now to run down hills, well, especially steepish down hills. So there may have to be a little bit of juggling with that 8 kilometres running, 400 metre walking, if there are some steepish hills on course. So I guess what I'm saying is that I can go into the Sydney Marathon with that 8 kilometre run, 400 metre walk way of thinking, but I'm probably going to have to be flexible on race day so that I'm not running like a steep downhill, because if I do run steep downhills, that's when the knee really does jack up. Paces, I'm really not too fussed about at this stage. The Sydney Marathon, it's the first time it's being held as a world marathon major. I just want to finish. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy it. I want to soak up the atmosphere. And I want to get to the finish line at the Sydney Opera House with a smile on my face. All right, guys, still plenty to come in this video, so stick around. That's my training plan. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on that training plan. Let me know if you're coming to Sydney to run the marathon, and also let me know where you're coming from. All down in the comments. That'd be fantastic, guys.
Just realised my Garmin is out of charge. Just went to hit start and the screen just went black. Oh well, it's Wednesday. It's just a very easy run today. 30-minute course that I used once before. So I'm just going to run that. Do a manual upload. The legs are still feeling a little bit beat up from the weekend, especially my quads. Although that might have something to do with the leg work that I did at the gym on Monday. You might have picked up that there's 3 words that I use to describe how the knee's feeling. Fine, sketchy, angry. Fine is that low-level pain, discomfort, which doesn't sort of worry me too much in a run. sketchy is, yeah, just letting me know that it's there, sort of mid-level pain, discomfort. And then we have angry, which is, oh yeah, I might have to stop in a little bit and just walk it out. Old habits, nothing there to stop.
Now this is the best part of the video by far. You guys who watch these videos and then dig deep to support my fundraising efforts for Heart Research Australia, I've been blown away by your generous support. You guys really rock. Some of you have donated directly to my fundraising page. Others have donated through super thanks here on YouTube. I cannot thank you all enough. You're all bloody legends. I didn't want my fundraising campaign to overpower this Sydney Marathon series. I didn't want to make a huge deal of it and have you think that I was just bombarding you with requests to donate. I just wanted you to watch these videos, share these videos, because everything that I make here on YouTube over the next couple of months, I'm going to be donating to my fundraising efforts. But some of you have gone above and beyond, and that's incredible. At the end of this video, I have put a list of everyone who has donated to my fundraising efforts, either directly through the fundraising page or through super thanks here on YouTube. And I'm going to continue to do that on every video for the rest of this series, because I want to recognize you and thank you as much as possible.
This old habit's got a hold on me, won't let go of me. This old habit's got a grip on me, won't set me free, won't leave me be. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. I can't shake it, I can't break it, I can't get away from you, you pull me in. You're sweet, Lord, it is too much for me. You got me on my knees. I know I should just walk away, but your hold on me won't give away. I can't shake it.
All right, guys, I know it's been a long video. Apologies for that, but if you have made it all the way through to this point in the video, thank you so much. And to let me know if you have made it all the way through to this point in the video, comment down below with the strong arm emoji, because you have all shown great strength in your support for me and for the channel. That's it, guys. Make sure you come back and visit again. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.